In this video, I'll be talking about the theories of the Watcher of 657 Boulevard in Westfield, New Jersey. I'm assuming some people had seen other YouTubers talking about the story of the Watcher, but for those who didn't, it's about Derek and Maria Broaddus buying a house and they've received mysterious letters from a mysterious person. The first letter was talking about what's inside the walls, while the second letter was talking about their kids and referred to them as young blood. So with all that said, I'll be analyzing the theories of the Watcher. I'll have my own theory too, by the way. Theory number 1. The Watcher is an anonymous man known as the Gamer. The Westfield police were keeping an eye on the house around 11 o'clock one night. When a car stopped in front of the house, the car was traced back to a young woman who lived in a town nearby, while her partner lived on the same block of 657 Boulevard. When the police questioned her, she told them that her partner was into some really dark video games, and possibly in one of the video games he played a character called the Watcher. When the Gamer agreed to be questioned by the police, he never came to the interviews. The police didn't have enough evidence, and therefore he was never investigated. The last part doesn't really make any sense to me. Even though the Gamer agreed to be interviewed, he still didn't show up. I feel like the police should have interviewed him when he was at home, and that way they could have came up with an answer. Theory number 2. The Broaddus' neighbor, Michael Langford, is the Watcher. Derek Broaddus came up with this theory. Derek suspected Michael after Derek and his family attended a neighborhood barbecue after the first letter appeared. Michael lived next door with his mom, who was 90 years old, and had done so since the 1960s. The same time the Watcher had said that their father had watched 657 Boulevard. And not only that, but before the Broadduses arrived, Michael's father had passed away about 12 years before. This could have expressed as to why the Watcher has said that they had been watching for the better part of 2 decades. This is a reference to the Watcher's grandfather, who looked after the house in the 1920s, while the Watcher's father watched in the 1960s. Langford was known to spook neighbors by actually watching them. He would walk through their backyards and look in through their windows. Langford would have been able to see into the porch due to the positioning of the houses, where the Watcher had mentioned their daughter painting. After the first letter appeared, the police interrogated Michael, but he said he didn't know anything. This interview took place before the second letter even arrived, and some people say it would have been ridiculous to keep sending letters after having a conversation with the authorities. The Broaddus family sent a letter to the Langfords and told them that they would tear the house down in order to get an answer from the Watcher, but there wasn't. On one of the letters, there was someone's DNA, and the DNA belonged to a woman. The cops believed that Michael's sister, Abby, may have been the Watcher. The DNA from the letter was compared to a water bottle that had Abby's DNA, but it wasn't a match. The authorities stopped investigating the Langfords and dropped them all as suspects. They never told the Broadduses why, though. After reading this theory, I'm starting to think that the Watcher could possibly be Michael's mom or a friend of the family's. I know that the police dropped the Langfords as suspects, but I wonder why the mom wasn't investigated or if they had another person involved. Theory number 3. The Watcher was just a fictional character. The Broaddus family had financial problems because of the house, and they used the letters as a way to get out of it, or maybe get a movie deal based on their story. Some people thought it was odd that the Broadduses were able to move from a $315,000 home to a $770,000 home, and then to a $1.3 million home. Even after deciding they wouldn't move in, the family continued renovating the house. Film studios were trying to purchase the rights of their story, which ended up becoming a movie called The Watcher. During the sending of the first letter, another family on the block got a letter from the Watcher as well. This family had lived in their house for years without any issues, and therefore they threw the letter away. So if the Broaddus family was trying to make a movie deal or get out of the house, there would be no reason to send a letter to another family's home as well. I just came up with a thought while reading this theory. If the Watcher was a made-up character, I imagine the family would get together and brainstorm ideas, and whatever they came up with, they would create a new letter. And since they possibly wanted to secure a movie deal, they probably made their own movie script. Now, here's my theory. In the second letter, the Watcher tells the family that they know their name, even though it was spelled wrong. How did this person know this? Was it someone from next door like Michael Langford? Or was it the other neighbors? Or did the person just walk into the house and put in hidden cameras and microphones? The reason why I say that is because whenever there's a house up for sale, they would have open houses, and that's when anyone could get in. And that way, the Watcher could then plant the house with the hidden cameras and microphones and listen in the conversations of the family. Also, according to the first letter, there was something behind the walls. Was it something valuable, or was the Watcher living behind the walls? Or maybe it was somebody who wanted to buy the house but couldn't because the Broaddus family bought it before them. And they decided to play mind games with the family, so once they move out, they can finally buy it. That's the end of my analysis of the theories. I'm pretty sure there are more theories about this as well, and let me know what your theories are too. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Oh, and Watcher, if you're watching this, I hope you have a great day too.